Hello everybody, I'm going to take you on my little micro shop tour here. The reason I'm doing this is I've been kind of rearranging, trying to get myself more space, and it may give you guys some ideas. Those of you who may have extremely small spaces to work with and what you might be able to do. I mean, this has been a work in progress for years on years, but this is a one car, separated shop that I'm into right here. And this house was built in, like, I don't know, 1917 or 1920, and the floor actually was a dirt floor. I dug it all out and formed it all in and had somebody, come in and pour concrete, and the actual structure itself was leaning over, I don't know, about like this, and I wrenched it all back together. But in that whole process, I brought electrics out here, I brought water, plumbing. I put in a wall heater, even though it's not actually in the wall, and I've got a window unit behind this right here in the window, which that window was not there, nor was that door, and this originally had barn doors on it, so got an overhead door. The only thing you see here that I did not personally do was install the overhead door and actually pour and finish the concrete. Everything else I did myself. But it was a low slung ceiling, so I kind of vaulted it up here. Behind this door and this, exotic trim and all that, I actually put in a bathroom. And then I have a wash sink right here. But, I just wanted to give a little bit of information on this. This countertop here is, I built it up, I think it's about 13 feet long. Built the carcass for this bank of drawers here. The drawers and the door fronts I actually got from a friend who did a kitchen remodel. So I got all these door fronts absolutely free, and I built the carcasses. You can see I've got four doors down there, 2 shelves, one up above my head. I built in a shelf across here to put miscellaneous stuff, and then a double door here. Like I said, the bank of 8 right here. On the other side was actually more carcass doors, just drawers. But what I did down in here was, which was actually a good thing. I built these to where they actually roll out, and you can't really see everything that's in here, but a bunch of cases and whatnot of tools, etc. So that's really handy, to utilize your space. One of the other good things that I started doing was, if you can see up on top, I've got all these little plastic totes, you can pick up at Walmart or wherever. Very good for holding tons of little things. Everything stays clean. They're kind of segregated up into different arenas. This one would be like all my Dremel stuff. This is all my leather working tools. Not sure what that one is. This one, sharpening stones, whatever. Some woodworking stuff. A bunch of old server hard drives up there, for a server. Down in the corner, I got my blast cabinet sitting on a shelf, stacked full of stuff. I mean, everything is a storage unit in here. This whole area here, this whole area that you see opened up, was what I just opened up. I had not been able to utilize the space at all, so now I can kind of move things out and work on them. Of course, my toolbox is sitting there in front of the lathe. When I need to use the lathe or the blast cabinet, I just roll it out, and just kind of move things around. Having things on wheels is a good deal. Of course, my lathe, grinder, bandsaw, coming around this way. Another grinder. There's a mill right there, my drill press in the corner. Obviously you don't want to do grinding, and especially by a lathe. You throw all the stuff onto the lathe, it'll tear it up real quick. So, I kind of muscle things around and bring them out to this area and use them and then put them back. This table here, this is actually a workstation for my wife. There's her sewing machine. Have to admit I use it too from time to time, but the bins, very good way to, put so much stuff in a small space. And, for storage of clamps. You know, you can see I've got tons of clamps here just on the garage door rail. You know, obviously I don't bring my door up and down all that often because I don't put a car in here. Most of the time when that goes up is because I'm dragging another piece of equipment in that I can't fit, you know. So up here, you know, tons of more clamps, whatnot, you know, overheads, like I said. You know, and under here I built two shelves, you know, one store the radio, whatever. You know, a couple little more bins up in there. And this is primarily, you know, I left this open here so I could actually sit in my chair and get up underneath the workbench. Very good thing that I did there, you know, just keep a lot of things at my fingertips. You know, just open up some drawers, screwdrivers and whatnot, pliers and things in this drawer. You know, and then we go down to what I need to rearrange is the catch-all messes, you know. And then can't even get this one open all the way, something's hanging up. Well, I'll figure that out later, you know. This one down here is where I kind of keep fasteners, staples, nuts and bolts, nails, screws, things like that. This is actually kind of a plumbing drawer in here, you know, for doing soft soldering and whatnot. And it's starting to catch some other stuff in there. And this would be my electronics drawer, you know, the soldering irons and everything there. And from the top drawer, you know, hammers, flashlight, miscellaneous things in there, you know. So just an idea, you know, what you guys can do. I'm actually considering getting a little storage unit so I can get rid of this monster. I want to keep it, but I don't want it in my shop. I'll have to bring it back out when I move. Little refrigerator there, printer. One of the best things I did actually was get one of these hose reels. That's not the best thing I did. My air compressor actually is not in this building. It's across the yard in an outbuilding. And so I don't even hear it run. You know, I reach into the door here and flick it on. Powers up. I hear nothing. So I've got a line that I buried across, you know, to send the air out here. I can't stand listening to those things run, especially the pancake style, you know, the pistonless ones. Mine is not. Mine's a piston compressor, but even still can't stand them. You know, so it's great. That's a good thing to consider. Of course, the slop sink. Heat and air, man, that's what I'm all about. This is actually a poker table here that I built years ago, and obviously I don't have it up right now, but you know, in this corner I've got a small Atlas 618 lathe. Thinking about storing this one. Can't get to it to use it anyway. I can open up this whole corner here. My arbor press is down there on the floor. It used to be up here where my computer tower is sitting, but I want this up higher. You know, it's a couple $1,000s right there. You know, old servers that I'm not using anymore, but I'm hoping to open up this whole area here, and I plan on putting this bandsaw on casters, and I can store it in the corner, and then, you know, I'll pick something else to go back in there. But you know, this is the mess, as you can see. You know, it's just absolutely cram packed. But you know, like I said, this is a one car shop, you know, and you can make do with it. You know, I mean, you know, the computers and the dual screens, obviously that stuff is optional. I actually work from here, work, so you know, got a desk phone and stuff like that. But you know, just some ideas. You know, utilize these clear, man, these things pay off dividends. You know, all the stuff that I used to have, you know, everywhere, I just simply didn't have the room. Those things are absolutely awesome to try to put it in. But you know, just an idea on what you guys can do. You know, lighting is another big deal for me. You know, I have got stadium lighting in here. Basically, you can see all the fluorescent tubes that I've got. You know, I can't stand shadows. I have a hard time seeing, so I wanted a shop where it was climate controlled, so I could come out no matter the weather, not freeze, not burn up. You know, it is an investment, you know, but like I said, this has been going on for, you know, 10 years or so. I've been slowly fitting this thing out. So when you think about it that way, you know, a little here, a little there, everything kind of weighs out in the end, you know, and you get a nice place to work. So I'm not quite finished with my rearranging process, but I can assure you that, you know, before tonight, this whole area in here was actually full of stuff. You know, not just little boxes and stuff like that, but I mean machines and whatnot. And you know, this particular deal was over there, and you know, just kind of rearranged and put things in their rightful place. And you know, for example, you know, this little ledge up here, you could not put anything up here. I took everything down and just cleaned it and rearranged it, and now I've got all kinds of room. Same amount of material that came off of it went right back on, you know. Same deal up in here, you know. I could not put a single item up in here, and it's hard to tell, but you know, I've got plenty of space that I've opened up and didn't move anything to anywhere else. So you know, just kind of wanted to give a little tour here. I've never really shown it, but you know, just some ideas. Thanks for watching, and good luck.